All right, all right. First live time here on the True Buzz Show. Let's go.
That Mary J, now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, talking edibles and bringing comedy. Let's get it, time to pass it to the left and we can have a smoke session. Hey, yeah, true love for my true buds. Light it up and I'm on it. This vibe take me way back. Screaming, I got five on it. Indica to sativa, anything that you need. Break it down like the weed. This is True Buzz TV. True Buzz, I'm a stoner, I'm a smoker. It's a hobby, it's a lifestyle and a culture, yeah. True Buzz, vibing out in California. Come and take a ride with the squad while we roll up, True Buzz, yeah, this is True Buzz. True Buzz, yeah, this is True Buzz. True Buzz, yeah, this is True Buzz.
True Buzz. Yeah, this is True Buzz. Okay, okay. Well, that's actually the old school True Buds. And that's not the podcast theme, that's the True Buzz theme, but they're from the same artist. Shout out Burton M6. Today we're going to be talking about edibles. I get questions on my other live streams and tons of my other videos. I have so many edible videos, so I kind of want to cut down your time. I want to teach you what I've learned through this shit and just go from there, figure it out, and go with the flow here. But before we do that, let's hop in. I just want to give a shout out to my younger sister, Emily, who is Happy Marbles, who was on this podcast, Positive Mind Emily, and she just dropped this new journal here. Go grab it. It's $10. Happy little pick me up. If you're somebody like me who's thought about journaling, who's thought about doing stuff like that, and you maybe don't know where to start, this will help you do it every day. Very simple. I know she's poured her heart and soul into it, and shout out to my sister Kelly, who helped design the cover. I entered the giveaway, but I'm still going to buy one. So go on Amazon, check that out. A happy little pick me up by Happy Marbles. If you buy one, let me know and I'll take care of you somehow too. Maybe enter you twice or 3 times into the next giveaway. And you can still enter her giveaway and get it cracking. So I think the best way to go about this episode here today is just to go on my channel because, like I said, I've made tons of content and I've learned a shit ton along the way. And that's what I try to express throughout my videos is like, I don't know it all. I'm learning. I'm trying to help you with the learning curve so we can figure it out. So let me go to my channel where I first started because honestly, oh, it's it's kind of weird. It's kind of fucked up actually, my first recipes. I was learning. I was figuring it out. I think on the first coconut oil video I didn't even decarb it. Decarboxylation is the key to activate the THC in there so you can feel that shit. The THCA, THC, you're good to go. You put it in the oven, 220 degrees for an hour-ish, or you do 240 for like 40 minutes. There's different temperatures. It's really up to you and what you're feeling. I At first I was doing the higher temperature for a shorter amount of time, but recently I like going a little longer. But let me hop back. I'm just clicking through here. Let me go put this on here. Everybody listening, I'm just clicking through my YouTube videos and trying to find the recipe so I can come to you real time because I didn't really have. I have some ideas that I want to talk about, but I know the videos when I see them will help me figure just that out. I also loaded a bowl here of this Humboldt Farms Classic Flower Sativa. They added this new little lid here. This childproof lid has been messing with me a little bit. Not really, but I like the old containers more. But I'm sure they're doing it for legalities and whatnot. Are we at the beginning yet? This is what happens when there's so many videos. Just flipping through. You guys are seeing the back end of my shit. All right. We should be there soon. Okay. So let's see. Bunch of reviews. Growing. I didn't know shit back then. Chris helped me a lot. I still haven't had my own grow, but that's not the reason for this video. We're talking edibles. I'm trying to show you what I learned so you don't have to make the same fucking mistakes. Let's see here. Okay, here it is. How to make cannabis infused coconut oil using mason jar method. And it has good views and good engagement and everything. And the mason jar is good. So you can, put your bud in the mason jar and kind of make a double broiler, just a water bath for it. But my only mistake with this video, my first coconut oil video, was not decarboxylating the cannabis. And now don't get me wrong, you can feel that shit. If you don't like decarb your weed, you're still going to feel it, but you're not going to get the best results. It's like more recently, or in some of my videos, I use, a lecithin, sunflower lecithin, soy lecithin, and that's basically an emulsifier to help the THC bind to the fatties in there. Fatties is hilarious. Makes me want to fucking take a hit of this. And also just more recently, I've been just messing with different butters, trying to figure out the best butter to get. But let me keep scrolling. What else have I learned here? Bunch of comedy videos, reviews. It's funny going back through some. Oh, this is funny. No, that's not even a how-to. It's just making weed lemonade. So simple. I have a whole cocktail series for anybody that wants to check that out. Let's see here. Oh, how to make weed brownies. Now, this recipe, I already bought the pre-purchased butter. I have another camera here that's not plugged in, so I keep looking at that. Just my buddy wanted to make some elaborate brownies, and that's a cool video too. So check that out. Let's keep scrolling up. What do we got here? How to make canna weed butter with my buddy Chris. That was a good one. That's the first time I'd seen, and he taught me about the water method. You put water in there. We did decarb the bud, and you put water in there when it's cooking, and that water takes out all the impurities. So you're going to be left with like a black water and a nice green looking butter. What else? Let's keep scrolling through these videos. There's tons of them. How to make cannabis infused coconut oil 2.0. I did the 2.0 because, like I said on the first one, I didn't decarb it. And the reason for that, I knew about decarbing, but I thought it'd be a good idea for these people. I would get questions even before I made a video like, oh, I want to make something with no smell, and the mason jar can help you do that. Decarb cannabis. And I've learned a lot since then. I believe in this video where I did how to decarb cannabis, I believe I just put it on a tray, put it in the oven without a covering, and moved it around. I don't think that's the most ideal anymore. I think the best way to decarb is to put it in like a Pyrex dish, cover it with foil once, maybe twice, especially if using keef to keep that insulation in. And maybe you can still shake it around, but you don't need to open it up throughout the process. So my ideal number one way right now to decarb, I would say, is 220 degrees for an hour, depending how much I'm using. If I'm doing a small batch, I might go less and figure it out. But let's say I'm using a half ounce, ounce and a half, whatever. I'm going to go 220 for an hour. If it's flour and shake, keef, concentrates is different. Now let's keep scrolling. It's so funny looking through all this old shit, these funny videos. All right. How to make moon rocks was a cool video, people liking a lot. I know I might have misspoke and said distillate when it's like some RSO shit or whatever. I haven't even watched the video in a long. I haven't watched any of these in a fucking long time since I made them. I just keep making shit and not go back that much. Cool. There wasn't that much there. Let's see on this next one. The weed simple syrup. Weed simple syrup, I used a vegetable glycerin to bind. I have not messed with using a lecithin with the simple syrup. I responded on a couple comments, like you could probably use a lecithin. I just haven't done it yet. So to my point right now, I'm going to do that shit to help you out. Just bear with me. I'm trying to get my mind together. This is another one, how and why to decarb cannabis. How to make cannabis infused coconut oil using a crock pot. I highly, highly, highly recommend that method. Easiest walk away. You don't have to be on the stove worrying if your flame's too high. We know how gas stoves, even electric stoves, can be. You got to keep an eye on that shit. Crock pot, or if you're using the Levo 2 like I've been using lately, I'll drop a link below there too. All right. Let's keep scrolling through this. 315 videos. It's been a minute. Gummies, the lazy stoner way, don't recommend. I even say that in the video. Check it out though. It's really easy. Just fucking buy Haribo gummy bears are my favorite. Melt it, mix it with that shit, and it's okay. There's better ways for me though. Like a smoothie is my number one. If you follow my stuff, you know that. This is one of my favorite recipes. How to make canna butter using the crock pot. We break it down, and that shit's a potent fucking batch because I had tons of trim and shake there, just tons. Another cocktail video. How to make an infused mojito. All right. I feel like I'm boring you going through all the videos. I've just gotten better over time, is what I'm trying to say, and just trying to work on making better recipes. And with that comes just learning about the plant more in general. So I've already covered a couple of the things that I wanted to talk about of how to make a better edible. But let me just kind of start from the beginning here and say decarb your stuff. Cook it at, 220 for an hour, 240 for 40 minutes, 230 for a little longer. Find what you like. There's no set answer here. Do that, okay? Then decide what you want to infuse. Are you going to use butter? I would recommend clarifying the butter and still using an emulsifier. Are you making coconut oil? I'd recommend finding an organic, unrefined virgin coconut oil and then infusing that. Did I say virgin coconut oil? It might just be an olive oil thing. I don't know, but organic, unrefined coconut oil, infuse that, and you can still add the emulsifier to make it more steady throughout and a more just overall bound product. Better bioavailability, bioavailability in your edible. And it's funny how I slipped up on that because it's just like that. But yeah, just better bioavailability with the clarified butter with the lecithin. So you're doing those. What else are we going to infuse and talk about? Simple syrup and sugar. That's something that I'm still working on and trying to figure out myself. What's the best way to go about that? Like I said, I use a vegetable glycerin. I'm a mess with some other emulsifiers, figure out the best way to get you some good drinks. Or I also did like how to basically make Green Dragon, which is a tincture with alcohol Everclear. I'd recommend I use 120 proof in the video I do. I'd recommend using like 100, what the highest you can find, 150. I just know out here in California, it was hard to find. So I used 120 just for the sake of the video. What else are we infusing? Shit. Just whatever you're infusing, just do some research, check out my videos. And like I said, they're not the end all be all, but I am trying to help you out with the learning curve of knowing what to do, because shit, that happened to me. I didn't just like start, I did start doing this shit, but I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now with these different methods, what to do, how to get the best bang for your buck. And that being said, actually brings me to another point. Like, is it worth making it or should you just buy your edibles? Well, obviously, it's worth making it if you're in a place where it's not legal. But if it's somewhere where it's legal and you don't want to fuck with it, buy some edibles. Like, I'm just doing a review on these here. The Kiva Lost Farms live resin here for like the more experienced user. These things are dope. Check out that video coming to you because I'm feeling this a lot. Oh shit. My battery's about to run out here right now. Yeah. That's about that. Just a quick live one coming at you. Thank you for tuning in to the True Bud Show. That was a little burp. Tastes like what I ate earlier, which was random. I made like a homemade stroganoff and I did some chicken too. Maybe a little too much information for you, but always good to have you here chilling on the True Bud Show. I'll catch you on the next one where I have a guest, where we're going live. I have Source Cannabis coming on the podcast next week. Also about to do another live event, so just keep an eye out. Just, stay tuned for that. Keep an eye out. And I'll just catch you on the next one. Take a rip with me. And let's end 2020 with a fucking bang.